Fusion Mobile, quality e-learning experience on the go.
Negotiable instrument. A negotiable instrument is a document evidencing an obligation which is transferable by mere delivery or by delivery and endorsement. Characteristics of a negotiable instrument includes 1. The holder can sue in his name. The title passes by delivery. No notice is necessary to the debtor or other obligee. A transferee can obtain a good title even though the transferor has no title. The instrument must be recognized as a negotiable instrument by law. There are different types of negotiable instruments, and they include the bill of exchange, bank notes, checks, promissory notes, dividend warrant, share warrant, bearer debenture, bearer bond, treasury bills. Although doc warrant, bill of lading, share certificate, postal or money order are similar in some ways to the negotiable instruments listed, they are by no means negotiable instruments. The Bill of Exchange Act defines a bill of exchange to be an unconditional order in writing, addressed by one person to another, signed by the person giving it, requiring the person to whom it is addressed to pay on demand or at a fixed or determinable future time a certain sum of money to or to the order of a specified person or bearer. A bill of exchange must be in writing. It must require payment to be made to a specified person or to the bearer. It must require the buyer to pay a sum of money on demand or in a fixed future date. The order must be unconditional. It must be addressed by one person to another, and it must be an order to pay. It must be signed by the drawer. It must order payment of a certain sum of money. The buyer must accept the bill by writing the word accepted across its face and followed by his signature. The parties to a bill are the people who are liable. They include The parties to a bill are the people who are liable on it. They include the drawer, the drawee, the payee, the endorsee, the bearer, the holder, holder for value, holder in due course, and the endorser. The endorser is a person named on a bill to whom the money is to be paid and who has transferred the bill by writing his name on the book and delivering it to the transferee. Holder in due course is a holder who has taken a bill before it was overdue, on the face of it, without notice of previous dishonor by non-payment, in good faith, for value, or without notice of any defect at the time of negotiation. The holder refers to the payee or endorsee who is in possession of an order bill or a bearer bill. The drawer is the person who makes out the bill, signs, and issues it. The drawee is a person to whom the bill is drawn and who, after acceptance, is called an acceptor. The payee is a person to whom the money is paid. The endorsee is a person to whom the order bill is endorsed. There are two kinds of bill, and they are the inland bills and the foreign bill. The inland bill is a bill which is or purports to be drawn and payable within a country. It is a bill drawn within the country upon the same person resident therein. The foreign bill. The foreign bill is a bill used for making a payment arising out of foreign trade. It is similar to an inland bill and is drawn in a set of three. Bills are accompanied with shipping documents. Advantages of bill. A bill is transferable from one person to another. A bill reduces the risk of carrying large amounts of money. A bill is a legal document which the creditors can sue the debtor on default. A bill fixes the date of payment. A bill enables the buyer to defer payment until the goods are received or even later. Foreign bills enable the exporter to obtain cash soon after the goods are dispatched. Differences between check and a bill are: 1. In a check, the drawer is a debtor, while in a bill, the drawer is a creditor. A check can be crossed and paid into account, but a bill cannot be crossed and is paid into current account. A check is not drawn on a person but bank. A bill can be drawn on a person. The drawer of a check is under a duty to his banker to exercise reasonable care when drawing a check, but in a bill, the drawer owes no such duty. A banker may be protected against a forged endorsement of a check drawn on him, but in a bill, the drawee under a bill has no such protection. Similarities between check and bill of exchange is that both of them are orders, they are unconditional, they are evidenced in writing, they are addressed by one person to another, time of payment is specified, and they are both written by a drawer. A promissory note is defined as an unconditional promise in writing made by one person to another, signed by the maker, engaging to pay on demand or at a fixed determinable future date a certain sum of money. Parties to a promissory note are the maker, which refers to the party who writes out the note and is also known as the debtor. Another party to a promissory note is the payee, which refers to the person to whom the money is payable. We have the inland promissory note and the foreign promissory note. An inland note is one which is, or on the face of it, purports to be both made and payable within a country. A promissory note is a promise to pay somebody. The maker must sign it. It must be in writing. It can be transferred by endorsing it. It must be an unconditional promise. The difference between a bill of exchange and a promissory note includes: 1. A bill of exchange is an order to pay, while a promissory note is a promise to pay. Bill of exchange requires acceptance, while promissory note acceptance is not necessary. 3. A bill of exchange is drawn by the creditor, while a promissory note is drawn by the debtor. Bill of exchange are drawn in sets, while promissory notes are made singly. There are 3 parties to a bill, while there are only 2 parties to a promissory note. The acceptor is primarily liable in the bill of exchange, while the drawer is liable to pay in the promissory note. In a bill of exchange, foreign bill, when dishonored, can be protested in the bill of exchange, while foreign notes need not be protested in the promissory note. Some terminologies used in negotiable instruments are endorsement, dishonored bill, discounting bill, noting, allong, notary public, noting charges, and protest. Protest is a formal record of declaration which is prepared by the notary public to protest the dishonor of a bill or against non-payer or non-acceptor of a bill. Failure to note and protest a foreign bill discharges the drawer and endorsers. Notary public. This is a public officer whose duty is to certify deeds and other documents. His duties include presentation of dishonored bill of exchange. Noting charges. These are the notary's fees for representing the bill, recording and certifying it dishonored, and drawing up a protest. Noting: this term is used when a dishonored bill is handed to a notary public who represents it so as to obtain independent evidence of its honor. Along: this is a slip of paper attached to a bill of exchange to provide additional space for endorsement where the reverse side of the bill has already been fully covered. Discounting bill: to discount a bill means to acquire it by purchase for a sum less than its face value. The amount depends on the amount of risk involved. Dishonored bill: this is a bill the debtor refuses to pay when it is presented for payment on the agreed date. Endorsement: the bill may be negotiated several times before payment. Negotiation is effected by the holder signing his name on the back of the bill, that is, endorsing the bill. Accommodation bill: accommodation bill is a bill put into circulation in order to raise money on it by the process of discounting. A bill of exchange is overdue if the period for which it was drawn has expired without the bill being presented. House bill: these are in effect accommodation bills drawn by the head office of a trading firm or company upon one of its branches and are discounted to supply the drawer with funds for trading operations. Acceptance: the acceptance of a bill is a signification by the drawee of his assent to the order of the drawer. This is effected by the drawee signing his signature across the face of the bill. Another term is the solar. When this term appears on a bill of exchange, it means that it is the sole or only bill. That is, the bill has not been drawn in a set. Days of grace: unless there is an express statement to the contrary, bills of exchange is due for payment within 3 days. A time allowed after the period for which the bill has been drawn is known as day of grace.